everybody, I'm Stephanie Hansen and I'm from stephaniesdish.com, and I am going to make for you some maple baked beans. These are so great to have in the summertime with any kind of grilling meats, or if you're having a party or a potluck. They go particularly good with ribs, barbecue chicken, burgers, and they're pretty easy. So we're gonna take 2 cans of home style Bush's baked beans. Now you wanna have about 32 ounces of beans, so you can pick the can that you like. You can have a big can, you can have a small can, you can combine them. You could use a little bit more beans if you want, or a little less. You do you, but I always stick with 32 ounces just because I get the balance of sweet and savory right. This is a 1/4 cup of maple syrup and a 1/4 cup of honey. I just poured them into the same jar to keep it all consistent for washing dishes purposes. Then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of craisins. And you wouldn't think this would make these good, but it does. They break down and you can hardly even tell that they're in there. We're gonna add a cup of chopped onions and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I know, that's a lot of sugar. That's probably why the beans are so good. Okay, so we're gonna get all that stirred around, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a lattice crust for them, like you would for a pie. So let me get some room here. I use typically about 6 pieces of bacon. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna weave it just like you would for a pie. So I'm gonna weave it on my board just so that I don't get my hands all full of beans, and then I'm gonna set it on the board. Now this is a recipe from my True North Cabin Cookbook. It came out last year, and it is a May through September look at summer and seasonal recipes that were inspired by my cabin in Ely, Minnesota on Burnside Lake. So I'd highly recommend you get it. You can find it on my website at stephaniesdish.com, in bookstores. It even has a Kindle version on Amazon. So I'm going ahead and just getting this braided in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and lay it over my pan. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. I'm gonna maybe just grab, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna, no, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna grab a cutting board to just kind of help me get it lifted up and onto the beans. You could do this with a piece of paper, a cookie sheet. Okay, let's just get this reassembled in here. Come on, little friends. When the bacon shrinks down, all of that bacon grease is gonna go into the beans and make them super tasty, but it's also gonna shrink, so it'll end up fitting the pan with this pretty lattice crust. All right, so we're gonna put these in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour, and then we're gonna let them stand for about 15 minutes, just so that everything like that bacon grease can kind of reabsorb into the sauce and the beans. So we'll go ahead and get these started, and I'll come back and show you what these maple baked beans from the True North Cabin Cookbook are gonna be like. This is really, people love this recipe so much. Find it at stephaniesdish.com. We'll be back. All right, you can see these tasty beans that we made. They're out of the oven. I let them sit for about 15 to 20 minutes. Again, I want all of that bacon grease to get reabsorbed back into the beans. You can see we've got a crispy lattice top. You can see here the onions. You can see the cranberries. This is a super decadent and delicious side dish that is great at grilling season. You can find this recipe at stephaniesdish.com. It's from my True North Cabin Cookbook. We'll just grab it here so you can take a peek You can find this on Amazon. It is on Kindle too. You can buy it at stephaniesdish.com. But there's a lot of great recipes in here for May through September, kind of those summer great fun get-together party months. And make these maple baked beans. They are delicious.